Welcome to Tactical Reviews, and in this video we're going to be taking a really detailed look at UG Tools TiNy and the special SecuriTi edition. Before we go into all of the details of this SecuriTi edition and those changes that make it the SecuriTi, what we need to look at are the unique things that UG Tools are doing, and that is to use 3D printing in a really meaningful and useful way and bringing us benefits, in particular with super lightweight knives without losing any strength. So we have a Magna Cut blade, okay, that's produced conventionally, although the DLC coating process is done with a very special low temperature coating. And then we have the titanium 3D printed handle. Benefits here being that UG Tools have the freedom to change the designs easily and produce several different grip patterns. In this case it's the flow grip pattern. 3D printing is also used for the sheath. Here we have Ulti-Clip, which is what's used for several of the UG Tools sheaths. But going back to those unique design benefits that UG Tools provide us with. So titanium, solid, well, it's not solid, so it is a titanium one-piece handle. However, it is hollow. From the printing process, we managed to keep the weight to a minimum. The knife tang is inserted into the titanium handle, and it has sufficient material to not lose strength. So although it's not full tang, the titanium handle is as strong as the blade, and there is no loss of performance from saving the weight. So the TiNy series give us super lightweight fixed blade knives. And with 3D printing used for the sheaths, it also allows UG Tools to optimize the functionality for each version of the knife. And what is it that makes this version of the UG Tools TiNy the SecuriTi? So the most obvious is a ceramic ball glass breaker, which has been fitted into the butt of the handle. And the other feature comes from feedback from law enforcement and military sources regarding, let's say, unauthorized access to the knife. So this may be mounted on a chest strap or other load carrier, and in the standard format we have a click access for release from the sheath, and in fact we have here a tensioning screw. So typically the TiNy in its 3D printed sheath, adjusted for the amount of retention that you want, clicks out of the sheath. So somebody who you don't want having access to the knife could grab the handle, pull it out, and now they've got the knife you are carrying. But what UG Tools have done, and you can see it on both sides of the handle here, is they've added a latch, and in such a way this is set up for a right-handed use. On the sheath we have a secondary lock, and this is actually a lock, not just a friction retention, and that has a little latch in here which clicks into the end of the handle. So if I show you on the back here, as we insert the knife, we'll come in really close for this, but just for now, and as I click it in, you couldn't really see that move, but now if I just try to pull I'm even using my thumb to lever against the sheath, this is not moving. So if somebody just grabs this, they're not going to be able to just pull the knife away. However, you, whose knife it is, as you reach to grip the knife, your thumb just pushes that latch to one side, allowing you to now release the knife. So it's not needed in terms of, am I going to lose the knife just through normal use, but it's to prevent someone from grabbing and snatching the knife. Let's come in really close for that now. So we're still looking at the SecuriTi security latch. So here on one side of the handle, and on this side you can see a little bit of wear where the colour from the handle has come off slightly, and this is the secondary lever here. So as we insert that into the sheath, now if I just pull, so somebody trying to snatch this, it's not coming out of the sheath, and I just, with my thumb on the thumb ramp for releasing, I just push that to one side, and that releases the knife, able to come out of the sheath under the normal tension release, which we've got an adjustment on here. And also, just while we're in really close, that's the glass breaker ceramic ball insert into the end of the handle. Those are the two features that make the SecuriTi what it is. And now we're in really close to look at the blade on the Utsch Tools TiNy. So although this is the SecuriTi edition, this is the standard drop point on the TiNy with a DLC coating, and this is the Magna Cut blade onto the handle. So the SecuriTi, or this version, has got the flow grip pattern, single piece of 3D printed titanium, and we have that glass breaker, lanyard hole, see the swell in the grip. Remember, this is a hollow 3D print, and the tang of the blade, I believe, comes to about there, but strength wise it's been tested to prove that it's as strong as if it was a full tang. And now let's look at the sheath. Similarly, we're coming in really close on the sheath here, so you can see from the texture this is showing the 3D print. Utsch Tools logo. So we have a tension adjustment, thumb ramp for providing the leverage. There's a drainage slit there, and we have the ulti-clip fitted in this case, so there's the little belt adapter here, and that goes in like so, so you can mount it in any of the directions that you want. Just pop that aside, and here we have again 3D printed titanium, the extra security latch. So this is the right-handed sheath. You would need to get a left-handed if you want that, because we can't swap these to the other side. So the left-handed sheath and the right-handed sheaths are specific. Now we're just having a little look at the handling and ergonomics, and really, you know, as we'll see in the detailed technical measurements, this is very, very light. That's makes it really easy to get on with utility knife. Really useful size. And with the sheath, remembering with this SecuriTi edition, we have to release the little extra latch. So you could choose to completely remove the anti-clip and just have a very simple, small fixed blade knife you can slip in a pocket or pouch, or utilize the anti-clip system. You could have multiple of these mounting points, and then just a matter of clipping it on. Anti-clip make the steel version of various clips, but this is the kind of universal flexible system which UG Tools have made dedicated version of the sheath to take this mount. So let's take a look at the detailed technical measurements. And now we're going to work through the detailed technical specifications for the UG Tools SecuriTi. First of all, the weight with the sheath. This comes with the ulti-clip, and so I'm leaving all of that in place for these measurements. So all in, sheath and knife is 131 grams. The length in the sheath is 21.3 centimeters. Sheath width, I think we're going to get a maximum here. And that is a maximum of 46.6 millimeters. Sheath thickness, I have to include the anti-clip here. So that is 32.8 millimeters. Weight of just the knife, 85.3 grams. Overall length is 20.8 centimeters. Blade length and we have 9.9 centimeters. Handle thickness, so we have that in the swell here. So I have 16.1 millimeters. Again in the same area where we have the palm swell, and we have 31 millimeters for handle depth. Let's see what the balance point is. So this is just gently going from one side to the other. And that is 10.9 centimeters from the tip. Blade thickness. .8 millimeters. It's a flat grind, but we'll just bring that up. So flat grind. Grind length. So 20.2 millimeters, and at that point the blade is 27.5 millimeters. Let's see what the primary bevel angle is. So that is exactly 7 degrees, absolutely spot on 7 degrees. Then we use the laser edge bevel protractor to have a look at the factory edge. And we have 20 and a half, sorry, bear with me. That's 21 degrees for the right hand and 21 degrees for the left hand. We do the point angle. So the point angle is 72 degrees. Now on to thickness behind the edge. Point 0.53 millimeters, just double check that. And 0.50 millimeters for thickness behind the edge. So there is a slight rake. So these type of measurements, when I'm using this, it is by eye. I can't really do this in a more precise way. So I line up the center of the handle and the line of the blade, and that is 8 degrees rake. Lastly, here we have the factory edge sharpness measurements. Center sharpness 262 grams. Then the heel, 224 grams. Finally the tip, 264 grams. Well, thank you for joining me in this look at the Utsch Tools SecuriTi. And remember, get informed, be prepared, stay sharp.